What's going on, good people, man? Welcome to another episode of First Generational Wealth Builders, man. I'm here with my guy, Omari. We just recently met, man, invited him to the podcast, man. So welcome, man, to the podcast.
Man, I appreciate it. Appreciate you having me on, man.
No doubt, man. First and foremost, man, like I told you, this boy about to be hilarious.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm with that. Hey, I'm with it already. You know what I mean?
So,
what's going on?
Zay, I asked him to send me a picture for the cover for the podcast. This dude sends me a picture with his taco beat out though.
Hey, I felt like I was in LA, felt like I was in Miami, boy. I couldn't felt better. So yeah, he gonna get this one.
All right, man. So man, tell us about yourself, man. Who is Omari?
Man, I'm a serial entrepreneur, primarily in real estate now. We own about 43 properties now. Me and my partner done it in under 2 years.
That's dope.
We've wholesaled over 100 deals. Anything real estate, we do birds, we got rentals, we doing 3 flips right now. Kind of the real estate space is my bread and butter. But I also aspire to get into film and start doing different things with projects and some creative stuff later down the line. But I'm from here. I'm from Nap. This is my city. This is where I'm from. I grew up on the west side. Went to Ben Davis. Yeah.
Got you. So I went to BD too, so we got that in common.
You know what I'm saying? Come on now. I represent, boy. The East Siders be clowning out there. For real.
So we just met. You know what I'm saying? Like we had each other's contacts.
Yeah,
we
right.
I think I had a deal that I was wholesaling,
Yep,
and I think that you was on my buyer's list.
Mm-hmm.
And the email went out. You contacted me, said it was a property that you had interest in, and that you you wanted the details on it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I actually sold the property, so we didn't really get to follow up on it now.
Yep.
So, man, all right, you from Hallville, USA.
I am. Facts.
We got to put that on the map, though. That's kind of like Brooklyn, from Nap. You know what I mean? It's like Brooklyn.
From the Nap, but see, this is what, because me, I'm a genuine, I'm an honest, I'm an open person. I never lie on nothing. Me, so what people used to say, you know what I'm saying, growing up is like, you got like Tribe, you got like all of that stuff down there. Lynn, you feel me? That's a dead end. But then me, I'm Tiz. I'm like halfway there, and I'm across 16. So they like,
it's not quite.
You ain't really from the Ville. I'm like, man, stop playing me, bro. I've been here. I've been to everything that you've been at, the Blue Store, the 52, the Boys and Girl, everything.
DJ World mixtape shop and everything used to be.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. 99 cent plus, low bills, all of that.
That's funny.
King Beauty, all that.
All right, man. So what was like childhood like for you?
Man, I was involved in sports. I started off playing football.
Like as a kid,
as a kid, like sixth grade, I used to go up to Northwest. They got that big old field out there, Northwest Parkway, and I started doing football, and that fell in love with it, and did that middle school, high school. But the thing is that at the crib we used to have like a little, little basketball court there. You put the bricks on, you know what I mean? We had that. So I always would be out there shooting and just doing stuff, but I never really wanted to play basketball like that. I always wanted to play football until probably like my freshman year and the sophomore year. Like I started playing, just some of my homies and some people I was around that was playing more. And I'm like, damn, I like this way more. It just felt like more of a challenge. Like football, I just been playing it so long. Basketball was a challenge. You got to run up and down. You got to be in better condition. You play both sides. Football is like every 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Then you stop, you huddle, you get your breather, you back out there. So I like that more and wanted to really, like, I was in the gym. Like, anybody that know me from the past, they like, yo, that nigga was in the gym like crazy. I went to I got locked up for going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I was in there.
What happened?
Like a long story short, so I knew some of the coaches at Pike, right? So we'd go there and hoop in the summertime. People come back, feel me, and play. And that was around the time where like the Pro-Am was popping too. They would play like on 10th and Post, So I was just around that, environment. And I went to Pike, no lie. Like I had keys, all that, but somebody had supposedly stolen some equipment from Pike, I guess, a couple weeks before. So they had a silent alarm on the school. So when me getting in, it was like Friday at like midnight. You know what I'm saying? So a silent alarm went off. I got the gun. For anybody who don't know what a gun is, it's like you put it under the rim, you shoot in it, and it make the ball come back to you. So I got the gun out, no shirt on, no nothing, just a backpack, basketball, and the police come, boom, get down. I'm like, what's going on, bro? Like, I'm here, you tripping. So they end up questioning me and going back and forth, kind of interrogating me. End up taking me to jail, whatever. I get OR'd out. It wasn't nothing, you know what I'm saying? But it was so stupid. Like, people like, what you here for? I'm like, bro, I was in the gym. They like, nigga, what? I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just silly different situations. But that was my dedication to get better at it. You know what I'm saying? I seen how,
when was this? How old was you when this happened?
I was probably like 16, 17.
Got you.
Maybe, 16, 17. But so moral of the story is I was just always heavy into sports. My cousins would come over. I'd go over to their house. We always playing sports. We always outside doing smear the queer, football, whatever,
Gotcha.
Doing boy stuff, neighborhood stuff. And my mom, she always kept me in, like, she was just super big on education. Like me, I didn't care that much about it. But like her, she would go to a level you'd be like, damn, that's damn near scary. Like, okay, I get a good grade. Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had definitely put that in you. Like,
she was a stickler.
She was a stickler on that. Yeah, like she was super stickler on it. So for that forced me to, get decent grades and stuff. Cause I could, I could do it. A lot of stuff I didn't see the point in doing. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. So let's go back a little bit. Like, did you have both parents?
Sort of.
Explain that.
So back, for maybe the first 8 years of my life, 9 years of my life, my pops was there, right? And throughout my life, he's been there too. I got to, give him his credit. But it's been 6 months, it's been a year where I don't talk to my pops, at a time, May see him a couple times a year. So that's just kind of how the relationship was. But for me, even those 8, 9 years, actually, growing up, he worked nights anyway.
So you didn't see him a lot.
He worked nights anyway. So when I'm going to school, my mama getting my backpack and getting my lunch and all that stuff together, we going to school, he's getting into bed. When I get home from school, ain't nobody there.
Gotcha.
I got a key at 8 years old, you know what I'm saying? To let myself in. So, it really wasn't that big of a difference to me because I already didn't see him like that.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
So when
even though he was there, crazy.
Gotcha. So when we talked, you said something like, man, I've been hustling for a long time. Like, what's your earliest, like, when do you feel like you like that came about within you? The hustle.
The game, man. I think I like the game. Like, I would do stuff like this. So going to school, like, I went to a Montessori school, School 67. So they have like 2 grades together in a class. Going back to my mom again, always finding like it's still IPS school, but it's better than just like a regular IPS school. You know what I'm saying?
When you say 67, you talking about like junior high?
No. 67 is the number of the school. I went to school 67.
No. I'm saying, like, is that junior high, elementary?
Oh, elementary. My bad.
Yep.
Yeah, so elementary. So this is like 3rd grade, 2nd grade, right? So we have a lot of people from our neighborhood, but you also get different kids that go to the same school too. So it was a mixture with that. So we have kids that are like Yu-Gi-Oh! And like Pokemon and all of that, and it's just a kid thing. But for me personally, like, I would like to hop on the game. I like to play the game, but I never like anime-ish stuff like that, So, but I seen that they did, and they was like trading cards and stuff like that. So I ended up going to get cards so that I could sell it to these people who like them. But I didn't like it. But I just seen an opportunity where I could make money from it, you know what I mean, or trade and get a better card, and then I have like a garage sale type thing, and I would sell the cars and they'll all be gone. I'll make like, I don't know, $50, $75, or something like that. But
Got you.
It'd be from cars and just stuff like that. So,
Gotcha.
we used to take like my homie, this wasn't me, but I wish that I did this because he started booming when we was young.
What's that?
He took the, back in the day, you have the little, you had a Kool-Aid pack and it just like the baggie. You feel me? You would just eat it. Just eat the Kool-Aid, right? Hey, for real. You feel me? You would just eat the Kool-Aid, right? So, a guy, he came to school and he had start selling it. Like, first he was giving it away, because he was just doing it. People like, let me get some. It's sugar, right? So people start, you feel me, hitting him up for it. He was like, all right, I'll give you this for $1. This for $1. His price
He
is
gave
getting
you
up to
a
like
trial
$2, $3. What? He set us up, boy. He got us hooked. We like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it was to a point where in class, like, teachers is taking it from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was booming in our class off the Kool-Aid.
Got you.
He was. So just being around that and just being creative, you know what I'm saying? It was just fun. Like, you know, I get the money and keep it. Like my grandfather, he would, every time he see me, he'd give me like a $20 or $10 or whatever. Like, that was just our thing. He'll always do that. And I never spend it. Like, I just get it out and count it. Like, the coins, change, the dollars, all of that. My mom like, man, you got like, I'm like 8, 9 years old. I got like $300 or something. But we go and put it in a bank account. So, like, I just was always like that, you know. I don't know. I just didn't want to ask my mama for everything. But at the same time, I would still keep it and not really spend it on myself either. I wouldn't like splurging unless I'm not going to spend all my bread on no J's. Like, I would never, ever, I never done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even as a kid, when you don't got responsibilities, I'm like, but I ain't going to have no money left. You feel me?
Got you. Shit, I was hustling trying to get J's.
Hey, I would like have to go the extra mile. You know what I mean? Because I would never do it and then be like, oh, I can't. You know what I mean? Maneuver, or get nothing to eat, or like barely. Like, nah, I'd rather have that bread in my pocket because I know I can. I don't know. Something may come about where you need to buy something to do whatever. And shoot, I'm cool.
Got you. So let's fast forward a little bit. So now you said that you got enough football. And then, I mean, you was into football, then you went into basketball. Then, like, what happened after that? You know, from high school, what happened after that?
So basketball was like a gift and a curse. That was like one of the most traumatic experiences, me trying to catch up and seeing people get picked over me constantly. Teams, I'm not, you know what I mean, able to get picked up or able to go to a school. Like, bro, when I tell you I was in the gym 2-3 times a day, bro, a day, you know what I'm saying?
By yourself?
By myself, or hooping, you know, working out.
Just active.
Sean Bolden, he a good trainer here. You know, I'll be over there with them. Just trying to play with other people who's way better than me so that I can get better quickly, right? But I didn't have enough time to play that much pickup and all of that to just have it all come together. One-on-one, you know, I probably can, you feel me, get you there because that's what I'm working on a lot because these players at the time have been playing since 6, 5. They got the down, and it's like, okay, cool. You got the up and down, you got the rhythm, you got the cadence of the sport. Now it's time to work on this thing. You can't shoot, work on shooting. You can't do. So they doing individual drills, and I'm coming in doing that, and I should have just been playing the whole time.
Understood. Did you go to college?
So I went to a prep school in Atlanta. It's actually in Dawsonville. I went there to try to, it was like a prep school that you can go to try to get more looks for school and stuff. So I was there for about 6 months. And, you know, we went there. Actually, Cam Newton came to our game and Calvin Johnson came to our game. That was actually on our team. So real quick, just a little side story. The reason when I say, yo, I really got to do something, I don't know if basketball going to be it. I don't know what it's going to be, but I have to do something, was after the time that I went to Cam Newton's house.
Okay.
But it was by accident. I didn't even know we was going to go there. It was just right time, right place type thing, you know. And he had a spot in Buckhead, Atlanta. And we went there to the Ritz-Carlton, and shit just blew my mind. Like, I had never been in nothing like that, you know. And I was like, I don't care what I got to do.
How'd you get there, though? How'd you get there? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, so my roommate, one of our roommates, was his cousin. So, you know what I mean? We playing games, we doing whatever. We get close over the semester. We'd go to Lenox Mall. He'd just be buying. This is when, like, Trues first came out or was hot, I guess. So he'd go in there and buy, like, 6 pair of Trues and stuff. I'm like, bro, that's crazy. Like, you can just go and get whatever. Like, that's wild. Like, I know you his cousin, but, like, that's crazy. But that's dope. But this is my guy, you know what I mean? Kind of somewhat. So after one game, he had came to our game. He had hit his cousin up, like, you know what I'm saying? Just come through. He was with us. We ended up going to the mall. After that, we you know what I mean? We just pulled up to his house. You know, we pulled up to like it was like a back area that you can come in. It was like, you know, cuz, come down here and get me. He told the security guard, he let us up, shit, and we was in there. I walk in, Cam Newton got like a whole, what I call it, like a big, like
jerseys?
Not jerseys, like a big, why can I not? Like a projector, bro.
Okay,
He's right in front of the projector playing the game. Feel me? So we start, you know what I mean, playing the game, and it was cool. But the vibe of it was just, it set a tone for what I wanted to definitely reach for. Just being exposed to it.
Gotcha.
I didn't have to talk to him about it. Just being around it
Gotcha.
did it for me. You know, definitely was a staple moment for me for sure.
Got you. So then you went to the prep school. Then what was next?
So after that, I went to Vincennes University. I went there for a year and some change, and this is where my mind really started to like switch. Before then, I wasn't thinking about like no entrepreneurship. That wasn't, nobody in my family was really that. Well, I take that back. My uncle was, but him and my pops wasn't close. So I didn't know him like that. They was like, you know, whatever.
Gotcha.
So he did real estate. He actually got I think it's like a plaque that he has on 16th and Central. My pops just told me this. He owned Titan Homes back in the day. Like he was on the board of, I think, like near North neighborhood development or something like that. I think so. He was doing stuff and he was building homes and all of that, but I was never around that.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So to me, that didn't exist. I didn't know anybody who was in real estate or business in general. You know what I'm saying? So I actually started, when I started going to school, like I'm just like.
What's your major at that time?
My major is psychology.
Okay, why psychology?
So what I wanted to, this is what I thought at first, right? I'm like, cool, if I don't make it that far in sports, at least I want to help people be able to reach maybe a higher level than they already at mentally. Because I watched this one time, bro, real rap. This is what made me choose that major. I watched an interview with Kobe, and he said a lot of people don't understand that 80% of this game is mental. It's only 20% physical. We can all do the same thing. We can all jump the same height. We can all do that. But the difference between me and the 15th person on the bench is that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. You know, like that makes sense. So then I wanted to start to like understand that concept. Like, what is it that, you know what I mean, really make him different? Like, what is he doing? What is he thinking about? What's little hacks that you can do to be better? Just in general, right?
Right.
So that made me choose that major. And I'm like, well, maybe I can work with athletes and different people so that they can, you know, tap in or be able to find a different edge to help them in their game. So I chose that path, started doing psychology. And through that, I was talking to a chick, right, up there in
at school, right?
At school.
Are you dating her or are you just talking to her?
I mean, you know.
All right.
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
So we end up going to like this, you know, like this study hall, like this just area where you can do your work and stuff. They got tutors, all that. And she, I don't even know how we got into this conversation of getting a job and all of this, right? But I was like, you know what? I can get an interview. I bet you I can get an interview today.
Where?
I didn't know where. Okay. It was just like a friendly thing, just me trying to show off to her, really. Like, I don't even know how we got in the convo, right? I don't remember, but we was in there supposed to be doing our work. And I'm like, I bet I can get an interview for like what I'm supposed to make, you know, like when I graduate. Like psychologists at the time, probably still is, you know, they make like $40,000 a year, a normal job, you know, type deal. Right. And I'm like, I bet I can get hired for something like that. Bet I can. So I made a little resume. This is in the little tutor thing. So I made a little resume, shot it out on Indeed, and I was just doing this, just hitting everything, right, to apply for it. Ended up getting a call like 20 minutes later. And make a long story short, it was like, can you come in for an interview? And I'm like, I didn't want to tell them I was at school. We was about to go on Christmas break, all of that. So I'm like, well, actually, I'm not in town. I'll be back in town in 2 weeks. Do you think that we can do it then? She was like, yeah. Came back. I was like, I told you I can get an interview. And I when I came home, I had told my mama, because she know how, like, when my mom made up, it's kind of just like, hey, you're going to have to let him do it. He going to have to maybe bump his head to figure it out.
You learned the hard way, huh? It's okay, bro.
No. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I don't feel like I learned the hard way because I look at other people that's doing more than me or that's further than me.
Okay.
Right? And I pick up from that. So I'm like, this is going to work. You feel me? If I hang around you and you have been in real estate, you feel me? And I decide that I want to work with you, or I decide now I know the formula, now I can get into the game, I would have quit school then too. Okay. It would have looked like a risk to my mama because she wasn't hanging with you. But for me, I'm like, I know that this job is going to make me $40,000 regardless when I get out 3-4 years from now. You're not looking at that, mama. I'm saying I can make that today. And I like that, but I don't like love it. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? That ain't my passion where I just want to do that forever anyway. It's just
Gotcha.
like, sound like a cool job or something. You feel me? So I came home and I said, Mom, if I go on this interview, they gonna hire me. If I like it, I'm not going back to school. She paused. She was like, okay, all right, let's see. You know what I mean? Let me know if you like it, and you just got to live with the consequence either way. And I said, all right. And so, from that point on, I never looked back.
So you got the job then?
Of course, yeah.
All right, I commend you for not letting somebody put their fears on you, though.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard, but I always had like I don't know. I just felt like people do that because of, you got to understand where they come from. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How they life experiences are and stuff like that. And then it made me have compassion, or it made me be like, okay, I get why you say that. I get why you saying that won't work. Mm-hmm. Right. But I haven't, that's not me though. You know what I'm saying? That may work for you, but that may be how your life went, but that I'm not going to allow that to just stick with me. You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't work for you. I'm going to at least try. And if it don't work, then it don't work. But I'm going to at least push past that fear and just try it. And I'm going to look stupid till I figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Really. And then.
How old were you when this happened?
20.
All right. So then what's 20. Next? What's next after? So you get this job. How long are you at the job?
So I'm at that job probably for like a year. So it's sales, bro. So we would be inside of like Best Buy. We would be inside of like Sam's Club. We would be inside of Lowe's, stuff like that, Menards, right? And we'll be selling like AT&T internet.
So you one of them people that when I be walking with my cart,
yes,
you be trying to reach for my elbow, bro.
Definitely,
be cool, bro.
I'm locking in with you. Hey, you know, come here for a quick second. Let me show you something.
Like, that's tough, man. Let
me show you something. But I actually got better at it, right? And through it, I'm like, okay, I know that like there was hard days, you know what I mean? Like, man, I do not want to do this shit. I gotta sit here and talk to people all day. They trying to shop. Like, I understood what's going on, like, you know what I mean? But I'm just like, I mean.
So let's talk about this though. What'd you take away from the job?
I took away the skill of being relentless, you know? Like, I already had determination because I would be in the gym and be that dedicated. But when I put it into a work environment, it's still kind of the same thing. I really learned it from basketball, but the job just showed me to show up kind of like every day, regardless if you feel like it or you don't. Continue to persist, and your consistency is going to land you the result that you're looking for, which is what at that time was my paycheck. It's like, okay, cool. I know that if I talk to X amount of people, I'm going to get X amount of people to sign up. I just got to get over myself and do it.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So my mindset started to shift while I was there, kind of. Instead of me being like, oh, damn, don't nobody want nothing today. It's easy to think that. And don't nobody want to, you know what I mean? They ain't trying to. But that stopped you from actually going and doing it for somebody who may actually want to get it. Like, when I seen that I could get somebody in Sam's Club to stop and buy DirecTV internet, I'm like, damn, like, I can do that. You know, I just need to find people got this problem, whatever. Like, it's proven, you know? So from that, I just learned a lot about communication, you know, how to communicate better. And then I had sales job after sales job. And I got damn near fired from everything.
Why are you getting fired, bro?
Well, one of them I quit. The first one I quit because I got into, then I started doing like, you know, like what MLMs are.
Hold on, you went too fast. The first one you quit because what?
So the first one I quit because I started to get introduced to entrepreneurship, the concept of it, right? Okay. Like,
what was your first introduction to entrepreneurship?
Yeah. So it was MLM, so multi-level marketing. That was my first like introduction to the idea about, you know, working from home, 9 to 5. Why are you doing this for somebody else for so many years? All of that, right?
So like when I hear that, am I wrong for thinking pyramid scheme?
No, you're not.
Okay.
Definitely not wrong for thinking that.
Okay.
No, but at the time I didn't know. But here's the thing though. It can work. It can work. And it is like a pyramid scheme if you don't have the resources to really build it, right? Like if you're not really good at marketing or you don't have a real good social presence or you don't have like, you know, something that you already known for, where you can bring people to a team or something like that, then it don't make sense just for your everyday person to do it. That's very hard. But I learned the ideas about how I wanted to create and live my life from that. You know what I'm saying? And that was the most important thing.
Because they pitch that shit. They'll basically be like, man, like if you do X, Y, Z, you put this many people under you and they're doing this.
That's how much money you getting passively, you know, regardless if you wake up or not. So then I'm like, damn, I should be trying to do that anyway. Like I should be trying to figure out like how I'm supposed to get money regardless if I wake up or not. You know what I'm saying? So just those ideas were starting to be planted through this. It was definitely selling you and to build a team, but a lot of the concepts in it definitely are true with business if you think about them in certain aspects. You know what I mean? So it definitely helped me, got me on that track. I didn't even really want to do a job at that point. You know, like I started to grow. Just my mind was going on it so much. I started to hate working. You know what I'm saying? Started to hate it, bro. Like I would be like, this is stupid. Like, why am I sitting here 8 hours? Like, I started to feel like that. Even though I wasn't in a position to think, right, you know, I didn't have no credibility. I didn't have nothing to be like, yo, you shouldn't be at this job. Oh, I needed to be at the job, but my mindset was shifting while I was there.
Did you have something in your mind that you wanted to do that kind of like, you know, like, starting to build?
It didn't. I didn't know what that thing was yet. I didn't know what it was yet, but I knew I definitely wanted to own my own whatever it was. Gotcha. You know, like that was a time where even back in school, this is like before even a lot of people start to, you know, get around the hype of Nipsey and all of that. Like back in school, this is like I was 20, 19. I'm listening to Nip. You know what I mean? Like Crenshaw, like all of that. Like I'm banging that all the time. There's different stuff like that. Like just listening to him. I'll listen to Cole sometimes. People that will like, I'm not going to listen to him all the time. Or if my homie's right there, am I going to bang that all the time? Maybe not at the time. I'm probably going to play something hotter or whatever. Some girls around, I'm going to play something different. But me, when I know that I'm waking up or something that's going to help me get through this time that I'm in my life, I'm going to put on something like that. You know what I mean? And they talking that talk in there about ownership or just about real shit. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So that helped. I kind of like pick apart, you know, different things that they saying. I'm like, damn, yeah, I should like own my own stuff. I don't know what that is, but I know I should do that. Feel me?
Okay. So you tell me you got fired on your birthday.
Yeah, I got fired on my birthday, dog. Man, that was tough.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, that was. So basically, it was a company that I worked for, and damn, that's crazy. I got fired a lot, bro.
I'm sorry. You know, hey, we're going to learn about this. We're going to bring it back to full circle.
So, okay, how I got fired on my birthday, that was the last full-time job that I ever had. Well, almost full-time job that I've ever had because I didn't really start working. So I got hired in for a position. I negotiated my salary. I was going to come in and make $75,000 a year. I'm 23.
Wait. So when you walk, like, how, like,
this is what I'm saying. I walked in. So look, this is what I did, right? So the job that I got fired at, I was doing really well there. You know, like when I came in, I wasn't doing that well. And then I, you know, stayed understanding communication, sales, all of that. And I started getting better and better. So now at this point, you know, I'm bringing some good bread home. Like if I look at it, it was like, okay, I'm on track to make like 80 this year just because of the position that I got up, you know what I mean? Hired into.
What position was that? That's what I was
So okay, I'm telling you a story. So okay, one job was called Defenders, is where I worked at.
But this is the one you got. I want to know about the one you got fired on your birthday. Is that it?
No, that's not it.
Okay, let's go to that one now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that one is what is the name of that company? It was like something Home Solutions. I forget the full name.
But you walked in and you negotiated your salary.
Yes, this is why though I could do that. That's what I'm telling you why.
Okay.
Why is because the job that I worked for before, they're competitors.
I apologize. I got you.
They competitors, right? So they competitors. So I walked in and I'm like, I worked here. This is what I did for this company, X, Y, and Z. I was already at this position. They already understood a business model. He like, okay, you already did all that. You know, like, what are you looking to make? And I said, well, you know, what are you guys kind of, you know, looking to offer? This is pretty much kind of where I was at. I was about to make, you know, I'm well on track to make 80,000, probably even more than that, you know, this year. And he thought that I still worked there at the time, and I didn't. I had just got fired. But he thought that I still worked there, right?
Gotcha.
So he pulling me away from the company, basically. Like, okay, cool. Like, I think this guy can really help us out. They pulled me away. He wrote 75 on the table, scooted it over to me. Real rap, for real. Older black dude, he was solid, but he wanted to see more of us in the job too, though. You know what I mean? I think that was a big part of it. But so he told me that I would make 75, but I would have to come in and I couldn't really talk about it. Go through the regular training like everybody else. But within like 6 weeks, I would be promoted to that, right? Understood. Just do everything you need to do. Gotcha. So I go in there, I'm dressing nice, come in smooth, like answering all the questions. Taco meat out and shit? No, not the taco meat out. You know what I mean? I had to come on the whole classic, you know what I'm saying? I had to do the black tie, not tithing, but I had to come correct, you know what I mean, on some corporate America shit. So anyway, feel me? I came correct on that, dressed cool, you know what I mean? Came in there answering questions, knocking stuff out the park, all that. Gotcha. And then we had an orientation. We had like a 2-part orientation. And they were just telling you about the company, how it became there. It was like it was a smaller like company. You know what I mean? Like the owner still came through and said what's up to us, all of that. So, but they still did really well. They was in business like 25 years or something. So they had different locations. They wasn't just they were solid. Did decent business. So, I go in there and we have a long orientation. One of these ladies, she talking about like health insurance and 401k and all that shit. For like 2 hours, bro. I'm on here like this, right? Feel me? You already know what's coming after that. I do this. I was like, nah, no. Like, I'm in here. I can't do that. Did just that. Got up. Went to the side. Said, hey, can I excuse myself and go to the bathroom for a second? She was like, yeah, that's fine. Went to the bathroom. Came back. Everything was cool. Everything was fine. Next day I come in. My manager had came in and said, some of the associates said that they felt like that you was, falling asleep and things like that. And I said, I know for a fact there was one time, and I'm like, I'm not going to mess that up. So I excused myself, went to the restroom, boom, come back. Everything else is cool. You ain't talking about all the questions that I'm answering. You ain't talking about how I'm coming in and damn near overdressed more than other people. You know what I'm saying? You ain't looking at that. So you going to pretty much bot me for that one little situation, right? So he came in, he was like, man, he looked hurt too. He was like, dude, I can't even do nothing. It's people over top of me that like my hands is tied. And I said, look, man, what God got for me is what for me. If that means I'm telling him this, he's firing me. But I'm telling him this, we in a room, like it's me, him, and another dude. We in a room. And I said, look, if they are willing to fire me for this, even if they didn't fire me, I don't want to work in a place where it's that. You know what I mean? Tense. Walking on eggshells. Like, why is it that? Yeah. And I said, to be honest with you, just between us, I said, if I didn't look this way, I don't know if that still would have been the case. You know what I mean?
So what do you mean by look this way? Like, describe that. Be real.
If I was a Caucasian person, if I was a white person, if I was a Jewish person, if I was a Chinese person, I don't know if it would have been looked at that. I don't know if all eyes would have been on me like that.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? No. It's like, okay, bet. You come in here dressed cool. You're answering all the questions. Like, you clearly know what you're doing. You know what's going on. You know what I mean?
You in tune.
You're leading the pack, kind of, just in the classroom. Why are you looking for one little bitty thing? I don't want to work at a company like that anyway.
Understood. So
from there, I said, damn, this ain't going to make sense. Like, it's just and this is on my birthday, so this is unfortunate situations. And then I'm like, I need to find something else where I can still get my time. Because I really don't want to do this shit anyway, every day. So I end up DJing. I start DJing.
Hold on. So you got you some turntables, bro?
I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, I used to always want to DJ when I was younger, but I ended up start DJing weddings, though. So it was different. So it's a company that hired me in, and I'm DJing weddings. I go to St. Louis, Chicago, here. I DJ the Salesforce Tower on top of that.
Hold on. We got to go back, though. All right, so Facts. You ain't tell me about this. So, like when did you acquire the skill to DJ in between?
I didn't.
Oh, you was just like pushing, playing, going?
Kind of. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Kind of. So then I learned how to, like, do some stuff over time, with just what they gave you. But
what was your DJ name, bro?
That's the thing. Like, I really didn't even have. I would just say different random shit at the wedding.
I need your DJ name, bro.
I would say I would be like, bro. I would just say anything that come to me. You know what I mean? Like, because people say, "What's your DJ name?" I'd be like, "Oh," or You know,
DJ O. That's the
you know, it'd be that, or I'd be like DJ Smooth, or it'd be like DJ Ooh. Anything that I heard that I was just like hype in the moment, and I'm gonna say that. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really have a name and think of a name that hard with it.
All right, man. So let's get to it. So how did you get introduced to real estate?
Yeah, so I had a friend that introduced me to real estate, and at the time they actually wanted to. Well, we kind of introduced each other. He just pulled the trigger, I guess, kind of. I mean, he definitely knew about it, you know, more than I did. He had a couple rentals and things like that, which kind of opened my mind to it, but it wasn't something that we really even talked about, right?
Childhood friend?
Yeah, you can say that.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, so we would be at the crib chilling, you know, playing the game, and we would watch these HGTV shows and all of this. And I was like, man, you know, what you think about doing that? Like that kind of looked dope, you know, just putting the house together. Like, you know, I already knew we had a couple rentals. I'm like, that kind of looked dope. And at the time, they wanted to primarily focus on being a realtor, right? Mm-hmm. A few months later, him and his business partner, they end up getting a house, and I'm over there every day working on it with him. You know, like knocking stuff out, just learning how to write a check. I don't know none of that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, like going to Home Depot, trying to find just stuff, you know, just whatever to help, you know. So I'm DJing, you know, I'm actually going to certain schools, and I'm speaking to kids about like entrepreneurship and stuff. Even though I ain't doing it, I'm like talking about it, the concept and all of that, right? Because I'm into it now. I'm watching videos about it. I'm around it now. I know this is what I want to do. So I would do that. And then when I wasn't doing that, I was over there at the crib every day. I mean, like, it's snow outside, it's hailing, it don't matter. I was there like I was in the gym, bro. Gotcha. You feel me? Like, not wearing a mask, getting sick, like got all this shit in your throat the next
doing
day.
Like demolition work and stuff.
I'm doing
like
demo work. Yeah, nothing that's crazy, like really like tradesman work, but just understanding who I need to get to be able to do the work, you know. But I'm going to Home Depot. I'm doing all of that though. We taking stuff to the dump, you know, or like loading it up in the trailer, ordering one, all of that, just learning. And so I helped him with that one. He got a second one. I helped him with that one.
So when you're saying you're helping, are you a partner or you just?
I'm not even a partner. I'm doing learning. It off the strength so I can learn just
you paying
your understand
dues.
it.
You paying your dues
100%.
Okay.
But it's like, you know, I'm doing that like it gotta be like maybe a year and a half straight.
When is this?
This is 2015, 16.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know?
Okay.
Like 2015, 16. I'm doing that. Straight. Like that's what I'm on. You know what I mean?
What did you learn during your time assisting him with this?
Couple things. One is it's hindsight, man. It's a catch-22 because it's like that really helped me get my foot into the door 100%. You feel me? Giving credit where credit is due. That definitely helped me get my foot into the door and understand things more on a fast note. But at the same time, it slowed me down because I felt like I needed to help this person to reach their dreams instead of like going for mine sooner. You know what I mean?
How come you didn't ask to partner on the deal? Like
which I did.
What happened?
Which I did. We partnered. So after his second house, 3 doors down, I said, "Yo, if I can figure out how to get this crib, will you help me do it?" They said, "Yeah." You know what I mean? I didn't know how to do none of that. So
did you get it?
I got it.
Okay.
So I saved my tax check. I used it to get into real estate later that year. Like I saved it the whole year. I got my first flip at the end of October. We got our taxes back in February. I saved it. I knew I was going to need it to get into real estate. I knew it. Okay. I just didn't know how or when the opportunity was. Kind of going back to like, damn, I'm not about to buy those shoes because I might need this bread for whatever.
You going to quit making me feel guilty, bro. I'm just, you know, I want to highlight that.
I rock with J's too, man. I can't lie to you. I definitely had them, but you know, when you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Like super young, I'm just like, you know what, I ain't you know, whatever. So it's kind of that same mentality, but I knew what I wanted to put it into now. I know I want to do it.
How much did the house cost?
So my loan, I had a hard money loan. And how'd
you get the loan?
So I looked up. So this individual told me like what hard money loan, introduced me to the term. So I'm starting looking up hard money. My credit is terrible at this time, 400 something. You know what I mean? not paying student loan, not whatever. So I'm
hold
like,
on.
all right, cool.
So basically, you're telling me that you obtained a lender despite your credit situation, and are you working at this moment?
Yes, so I'm still DJing. I'm still doing that.
But you're working for yourself, so you don't have a W-2 job, meaning like a paycheck.
Well, I do. I do.
Okay.
So through the company that I'm DJing, that is it's a commission, right?
Understood.
But I'm going through a company. I'm not just myself.
I'm
marketing.
thinking you're DJing for yourself at nightclubs and things like that.
It's through a company, and they give you the work, so I go out there and you know what I mean.
Understood. Gotcha.
Knock shit out. But so I'm doing that, and then I work for another company where I'm going around and I'm talking to different schools. So I went back to Ben Davis, talked to them. I went to Warren, talked to them. You know what I mean? Just talking to the freshmen, sophomores. I would do that so that I could stay afloat and pay my bills. And I wrote all this shit out and made it work so I can have more time. And
so let's go back to it though. The private money lender.
Yeah.
So like, where'd you find him at?
So I found him online. I started looking up lenders. I'm just researching it. And I find a company that I would never, ever want anybody to use, like, ever. Like, it was that bad.
You gonna help him out and tell him what the company is?
Do Hard Money, man.
So
if you ever see their ads, do not do it, man. They make the deal way, way too difficult. It's not like, even an experienced person probably can lose money with them because of they terms, how much stuff that they tag you for, you know, the time that you get your rehab money back, all of that is just.
So let's talk about that because I mean that's the information that we need to know about. That's like I recommend Do Hard Money to certain people just because if you don't have any money, they actually, depending on the deal, they'll front the whole deal. You know, if you have good credit and you don't have any money, they'll pay for the whole deal, meaning the property, the rehab, and the closing cost. That's if you got good credit. Now, if you don't have good credit, you will have to put down $3,000.
Right, which is what I did.
And then you also, let me think. You got $3,000, then your interest rate is based on your credit. But they don't care about your credit. They want to make sure that the asset will bring a certain return, which they're usually going to give you 70%.
Exactly.
On the asset, meaning the property and the repairs.
Yep.
All right, so
all in.
So you put $3,000 down, but you still have to pay closing costs though.
Yes, I think I still had to pay the closing costs. Did I?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, I'm
so let's walk through that though.
You know what I mean?
So for me though, I want to get why you say don't use them though. That's important
because when I use them, they made the job so much harder than what it had to be.
Tell me about
using it. So like for our number one, I would have to call them literally 30 times to get something done. So if a contractor do paint, right? They paint. Our contractor has to sign off on that, on the rehab bid. Like, hey, I painted for this property on this day, all of that. We got to get a notary to sign it. Then we actually got to send that in, right? We got to scan it in and then wait for them to process that through their system, charge us, then send us the money back for it. It wasn't a smooth transition. It wasted, like, for most hard money companies that are like, you know, swiftly that work well with you, you can get your bread back in a day to 3 days. Like, that's a normal time frame. You know, 3 days, you can get your stuff back. Theirs, it would be like 2 weeks, bro. And when you don't got that much bread or you ain't got this much property, you ain't got that, I don't have that time to, like, just have my bread just being tied up there. My workers can't work. We're just in the middle of a project. City might come by, didn't get permits, put a stop work order on it. It leads to more
so that's a whole lot.
Problems.
So that's a whole lot. I got to bring them back. Just because somebody that's not listening, I got to make sure that they understand the whole context of what you're saying.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is when you get a hard money loan, basically I acquired a property and the repairs cost $50,000.
Right.
Let's say on my scope of work on the property, painting is $5,000. This is a situation to where basically you get reimbursed after the work is done.
Exactly.
And when you get reimbursed, because the guy painted, he took too long. They take 2 weeks to get you your money back. So you're saying that your project is on halt in between there if you don't have a lot of funds to kind of keep things going.
Keep it going. Exactly. 100%. Somebody new? No. Somebody experienced and they want to go with Do Hard Money, do your thing. But I would not want anybody to do that for their first deal, first flip, none of that. That's just my experience. And we had meat on the bone. Like, our property was good. My interest rate was high. Like I said, it was because
what's a high interest rate?
I think it was like, it at least 12%. It might have even been 13 or 14%. Like, it was ridiculous.
So thank you for, giving the people why they shouldn't use it.
Yeah.
What should they use?
You should get your credit together first. Go look it up. Go have another person do it. Don't go to Lexington Law. Go to somebody who you got, whatever. Look into your community, people who get results. You like, okay, cool. Who you know what I mean? Just network, look around. Like, get that first, I think, because you could pay a couple $100 and at least, for most people, if you never worked on your credit, right? Never, right? You don't know nothing about that lane. You had your stuff on your credit for 5 years, 7 years, all of that. Go and work with somebody, because a lot of times some of that stuff can fall off, within a couple months. Now you might have a 500 credit score, and that might can jump up to 6 something or 650. I helped 2 people. Before my credit was even good, I helped somebody increase their credit by 91 points and somebody else by 114 points. This is before my credit was good. I understood what they needed to do. But their credit was already decent, but it wasn't good enough to get a hard money loan. They probably had like a 550, 575.
What do you think is a good credit score for somebody who is new to this to get?
You want to shoot for 650, for sure.
Why 650?
650 is what they like to see. That's kind of like, okay, you are good enough for me to, lend at a better interest rate to make the reins a little bit loose for you to maneuver.
What's an excellent credit score to really work in that space?
Over 720. If you need it, because then not only can you go to these hard money lenders and stuff like that, now you can go to banks if you want to and be able to do different stuff, whether you already got a house, doing a HELOC, buying another house, whatever, you can work with banks and stuff like that too.
Who did you go to get your credit fixed?
I went to a guy.
What's his name? We need his name. We need that plug.
The thing is, the only reason and he a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? He a cool guy, but
let's talk business, though. He fixed your credit, right?
He fixed my credit, but here's the thing, though.
Okay.
If I refer somebody, I want my name on it.
Understood.
Right? So he fixed my credit through a whole long, drawn out, I got to call you every day, every week.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
So
if I say, yo, go to this dude, and buddy ain't answering you, he's like, oh, yeah, I got you. And then you ain't seeing nothing happen. You like, damn.
It makes it look better.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can refer him, just know that you might not have that most excellent. And he tried to do well. I
got you. We ain't got to do that.
Try to do his thing. But I do got a guy now that I'm working with. His name is Joshua Matthews. Super solid dude. This is my dog.
How can people get a hold of Josh, man?
Josh, y'all can reach out to me. You know what I mean? On Instagram, Facebook. I'll give y'all his connect. Okay. His name is Joshua Matthews, though. You can look him up on Facebook. Tell him I sent you. And he'll definitely work with you, man. He been doing it. Okay. Solid business cat, man. He been doing his thing on it. Yeah.
All right, so you got this deal with your partner. Yeah. It was tough. You had the withdrawals coming back to you a little late to do your repairs and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You get done with that, man. How much money you make on your first deal?
We lost probably $10,000 on it.
Why?
The project wasn't managed correctly at all.
So when you say managed correctly,
I will say this, because it's my project too, but I wasn't in the front seat driving the project.
Gotcha,
you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I was still in the process of learning how all this shit worked. You feel me?
All right.
So I wasn't the person that was leading it. Like I said, it was still both our fault. It's my project. I could have said whatever.
What could you do? What could you have done differently now that?
Done differently? I would have said, yo, if I'm going to get a roofer, let me go and look at all the contacts. Let me go and see your work. Give me some referrals so I can call some people and see how they did, how much work, if you're solid or not. Then if I put you on a project, I got less risk of you coming to my project, doing work one day, not showing up the next day. Oh, bro, I got a bank. I don't got a bank account. Can you only give me cash? Can't do the checks. Hey, bro, you know what I mean? I got to ride my bike today, catch the bus. You know what I'm saying? That's cool if you in a position to try to help somebody out. I'm in a position where I'm trying to still climb up. You feel me? So that didn't make sense for me to do that. So looking back, I would really get people who really know what they're doing, instead of just trying to get pull whoever together to get the job done. Because then, you know what I mean? You walk in and you feel that.
So let's not go too far now. All right, so now you take an L. You have a partnership.
Yeah.
You're learning.
Yeah.
What kind of emotions are you going through right now?
See, here's the beauty in it all. While I'm going through this project, while we doing this flip, and I'm about to lose money on it, I figure out what wholesaling is.
Okay.
I figure out. Shit.
How'd you figure it out though? Like what you run into? Like what?
So my guy who I'm doing a project with, he introduced the term to me because his homie had showed him. I don't even think he told me it was wholesaling. He was like, it's a different thing in real estate that you can do, where bro, you can like, you'll probably be good at it. Like that's all like I knew. I didn't even know what wholesaling was. So then he was like, yeah, you can get a list and yada yada, kind of started to explain the concept. And I'm like, all right, like I still didn't know so much, how to find a seller, how to skip trace, I had to put all that kind of together.
How'd you put it together?
So my first deal, I kind of accidentally wholesaled it, like
how do you accidentally wholesale that?
Yeah. So this what happened. Like I told you, when I was young, right? When people are coming, I see that people Yu-Gi-Oh's is hot or Pokemon is hot. I'ma still go and trade and I'ma still go and get the best cards because I know I can sell them to you because you want them, right? So I understood how to do that, right? Be a middleman in that, basically. I'm setting my money here, but I'm gonna get it right back. So with this opportunity, my partner, he was looking to buy another house to start another flip. He's seen the house advertised at $69,000, right? Never forget, it was Thanksgiving, 2017. He had seen the house advertised for $69,000, and I had seen the same house advertised for $67,000 from the same company. So I said, yo, bro, like you was already good with buying it at that price. Do you mind if I just get the two? You know what I mean? Get the difference. And he was like, yeah, that's cool. I call him up. I'm like, yo, can I get this for $67,000? Make a long story short, they're like, yeah, right? All geeked. I'm geeked, right? Because I ain't never done this before. I'm like, damn, I just made one call and I'm able to put that together. That's dope. Looking back, I would have been like, can I get this shit for 60? You know what I mean? Shit, 55, where we at? You know what I'm saying? Looking back, they was so geeked. They was like, yeah. And in my part of me in my head was like,
excited.
Damn, he said, yeah, too quick.
He was
part
excited.
of me, but I'm like, shit. He said, yeah, we good. You feel me? I'm about to make this happen. So that was my first deal. He ended up closing on it. I make that. I'm like, damn.
You made $2,000 on that first
I made
deal.
$2,000, but I had to throw it right back into the flip because on Christmas Day, somebody came in and stole our cabinets. And
oh, bro.
yeah, they came in and stole our cabinets. You know what I mean? So that bread that I just made, I had to throw it right back into it. Back into it. Literally, we had closed like a couple weeks before Christmas. I just got the check. You feel me? Like, damn, that's dope. Like, this is cool. I'm gonna keep this. You feel me? Because remember, all my bread is like out. I'm still living, but all my bread is out because my tax check is spent to get the house. All of that. You feel me? We paying utilities on it every month. All of that shit. And the draw process is slow. So
real quick though, quick.
That's how I did it.
So
basically.
like on the cabinets being stolen, were the cabinets hung?
No, that was in the garage, packed up. It had to be like one of our contractors or something like that who did it. We still wasn't even sure who did it, but it was somebody who had a code to the house.
So
and they knew we wasn't gonna come over on Christmas Day. It was snowing, all of that.
So basically, they just came in and got it clean. That's why somebody got a code. There was no like break in.
There was no break in. No break in. Somebody who was working with us for us, something.
Got you. So what do you do today for that not to happen?
Today it's a little bit different. So it's crazy now because we really haven't had an issue with that. We had one issue where they came in and they took we was rehabbing a property and they took like a couple sprayers, but most of our guys, we know who's working in the house and they take their, they take their supplies back with them. You know what I mean? To limit their risk. But also now how we got it, because we got so much work, I'm like, you do the work and I'm going to reimburse you like the hard money lender did for me, right? So you're not going to go in there and just find regular material just laying there because I ain't even paid you for it yet. You're getting it. So you got to get it, install it, then I'll reimburse you for it because we got properties that you can work on. This is not just one deal. We're looking to do a lot of them. So, I can bargain that type of relationship. So from that, we never really have a problem with it no more. We'll do like little sensors, starting to get little sensors, put them on windows, scare people off. What are
the sensors called? What do you use?
So we have like Simply Save, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Little motion sensors that you can do when somebody's trying to break you in or somebody breaks in, boom, the alarm goes off. They don't know if the police coming or not. You know what I mean?
Just curious. All right, so let's get to it now. So now we move forward. You've done, you said you got 43 properties?
Yeah.
All right, dope, man. Congratulations. And you're 27?
27, yeah.
That's pretty dope. So you got a partner now.
Yeah.
All right, so it's not that partner. It's not the original partner.
No. It's not the original partner.
All right. So how'd you get with this partner?
Man, it's so organic, bro. Like when I did that first wholesale deal, and then I did a couple more very early on, me and him clicked. I'm like, hey, bro, you know, do you got any deals, right? He sent me a deal. I shoot it out. Me and him close like 3 days later. We make $8 grand.
So you were partnering on wholesale deals.
But we weren't partners in like a business. We were just doing business together.
So that would work. Like, let's say you found a crib.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, Eric, I got a crib.
You got a buyer for it.
Boom. And so I'd just be like, what we purchase at? 65,000.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, we're gonna sell it for 80.
Yeah.
We're gonna split it to have 75. We make it 15. So that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right. So that's going on, and then you basically what happens?
So that's what we doing. Mind you, I really don't still even know about wholesaling that much. I don't even know like how we getting these deals. It's like, you know, I end up finding a plug basically, and he's able to get deals. And he like, okay, you know what I mean? You're a young homie, you know what I mean? You got ambition. I know you're going to do well. Let me see if you can perform. Kind of like on some street stuff. Really, you know what I mean? There was that type of kind of setup in a way. He like, all right, let me see what you can do, you know?
But as I'm understanding is, he's getting a deal, so you're getting the buyers.
Exactly.
How are you getting buyers?
So I'm connected in all of the Facebook groups.
Give me some Facebook groups.
Facebook, Indiana, because some of them have, you know, changed over the years and stuff too. But like Indianapolis out of state investors, wholesaling houses full time. I'm just like me. When I get on something, I'm gonna submerge myself in it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm just typing in shit. Indianapolis real estate, what pop up? Okay, Indianapolis real estate professionals. Yep, added to that group. Indianapolis real estate agents. Yep, Indianapolis property manager. I'm added to everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just starting to see, okay, these people are in these different groups, and I'm connecting, talking to people every day. And then what I'm doing is I'm sending deals out on platform. What's the name of it? Bigger Pockets. That's how I found our buyer. And this is when me and my partner really kicked off. Is that?
So how'd you do it on Bigger Pockets? Because a lot of people might not know about that.
So Bigger Pockets is it's like Facebook for real estate. You can get any information on there. You got people in your community in your area that's on Bigger Pockets. That's where you network, find different articles. You know, you can write articles, you can post deals, you can learn a lot of stuff on there. Got a lot of free resources, give you rehab estimators, calculators, all of that, right? It's just a whole community for real estate. Like, it's the biggest community it is for real estate.
Got you. All right, cool. So now you're getting deals, and tell me how your partnership formed, to come back to the original question.
Yeah, so we doing deals together probably for about a year, separately, and we just moving so well together, you know. And then we like, man, like, what you really trying to do though? You know what I mean? Like, because at the time he's still working a job. Now I'm not working a job no more, because we, you know, bopped it off so fast, and I'm good. He got a wife and he got, you know, a family. Me, I don't. I'm cool. So I'm like, what you really want to do? How far do you really want to take this? We sat down and we looked at our goals. We like, damn, bro, like, we really want to do the same thing, you know?
What was the goal?
So the goals was like, you know, we wanted to own property. We wanted to give back to our community where we from. We wanted to put like a dope, you know what I mean, flavor, be able to put other people on when we can. But definitely about like ownership, legacy, all of that. Like, that's kind of both of our whys. That's what we want to leave behind. That's what we
What's that number look like? Whether it's doors, units, whether it's financial, what's that goal look like? If you tell me,
yeah,
you want to leave a legacy, what do you want to leave behind though? I mean, we all want to leave a legacy, but what do you want to leave behind?
Yeah, I think definitely, you know what I mean, my immediate family, the people that I love, that I'm around, that love me, that actually knows me, that they actually set up in different ways, whether that's a business or like whatever, they're set up financially. I'm able to experience more of life, right? I'm able to travel to places maybe I wasn't able to. I'm able to do different things like that, right? Monetarily. Outside of that, I want to be able to help put other people in position, right? So that they can maybe take the reign and go further, go faster, right? I want somebody to know what I know at 15, 16 instead of me being at 27. You know what I mean? So it's like you start to, that, you know, I want my legacy to be that, be able to help once I'm in a real good position, is being able to put people on in different ways, invest into them, the community. Yeah, be able to just wake up and do whatever I want to do every day, you know?
And I'm wrong with that.
Facts, like I need that.
So now you and your partner get together after your goals. And what's the map? Like what's that look like?
Yeah.
When is this too? Like when is this?
This is we became partners 2019. January of 2019. So
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Okay, so 2 years ago you had 0 houses.
2 years ago, let me think. 20. Yes.
0 houses together.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys,
0 cribs.
You
together.
guys own your rentals together.
Yes.
Under one business name.
Yeah, two. Yeah.
So basically, like, let me understand that. Like, you got your company, he got his company.
No. So me and him got an LLC that we're a part of, and then we have another partner on a different LLC, and it's us 3 on that one.
So the rentals going there?
We still got some rentals in this one too, with just me and him, but most of them are going over here.
Got you. Do you guys got life insurance policies on each other?
We don't. He has life insurance, and I just got life insurance. They just came, pricked me, and did all that shit.
Got you. But is it for the business, though?
Huh?
Is it for the business or is it for yourself?
It's for ourselves. We don't have that.
Got you. You should do that. They just took your shot, so just get 2 policies.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that you put an operating agreement around it. Therefore, like, you know, he's married.
Exactly.
Therefore, that brings a little bit different element. You're not married, but when you get married, it brings a different element too.
Right.
But an operating agreement will protect the business.
Got you.
In the sense of when people exit out of it and or enter it.
Right.
The life policy, though, due to death, if he passes away, that could be something where you're compensated to be able to continue going.
Got you.
And vice versa. And if you pass away, they, you know, it's not that I knock on wood. I don't want to wish that upon y'all, but it's just really how to protect the business.
Exactly. And as an entrepreneur, you need to move in that way, and that's the type of game that, you know what I mean, we need. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. So, so you're at 0 properties.
Zero properties. So we I was just telling him this 2 days ago. Two days ago. I'm like, every goal that we had set, we knocked out like exactly when we said that we.
So what's the first goal?
So the first one was, when we wholesaling and we doing this, we just kind of catching traction, still learning like what it is, how to market, how to find these people. Because right now, remember, we got a plug that's just feeding us.
Leads?
Yeah, leads. Houses already under contract.
Okay.
And we just popping them off, right? Or he may catch a lead, be like, yeah, my auntie want to sell this. And then it was like, damn, like these situations just fall in on our lap. You know what I mean? But I didn't understand really like how to do it for myself though. I didn't understand how to be my own plug, right? So then we start learning that, but we still making money. You know, every month we do like a deal here, like 1 a month or like 2 a month sometime. Okay. And then we was like, look, bro, like we need to start to like invest so we can really like figure out how to do this like the right way and build it.
So now you're going from basically trying to make money to build your passive income stream.
No. Okay. I'm not even at passive income yet.
Okay.
We only own wholesale. I'm not even thinking about passive income in 2019.
Okay.
I'm just like, damn, this shit working. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool, let's come together now. We did it all like from March 2018 is when we did like our first deal. From March all the way through December, we doing like a deal here, a couple deals there. Then January, like, okay, cool. Like where do you want to take it? And we both was like, we do want to have passive income. We do want to do all these things. But right now, let's just focus on this. But we align so we know we can be partners for the long run because we got the same vision. So we like, all right, bet, let's do that. So we need to invest and spend some money and get into different environments and network and, you know, network up basically. And then I'm like, bro, like I'm looking at this. I don't know. Like I feel like we might be able to make like 20 to 30 a month from just doing this. And sure enough, 2 months in, we start doing that consistently every month. And then from there, I remember
when our biggest 20 to 30. You're talking about $30,000 a month wholesaling.
Yeah, wholesaling.
Okay,
yeah.
How many deals is that on average? I know that can fluctuate, but just curious.
So we're doing probably like three deals.
That's cool.
A month. You know what I'm saying? Probably about like 3 deals a month. When we starting to catch traction, we starting to like build up relationships and stuff like that. Get certain buyers is buying stuff from us. And then I'm like, we had 1 month. I think it was in May. It was in May 2019. Don't ask me how I remember this shit. Like I'm weird. May, I think it was 2019. I had this guy, called him, older guy, man. Him and his wife had 2 houses over in like Little Flower area, and I called him on it. He was behind taxes on it, and you know, I said, hey, you know, are you interested in selling this property? He said, oh no, I'm gonna just let the bank take it. What? said, nah, you ain't got to do that. We can get you some money out of this thing, and I can get some money out of this thing, but we definitely ain't got to let the bank get it back. Let's not do that. That don't make sense.
Right.
So we go out there, following up, calling this dude. We go out there. I end up getting basically both of these properties, I think, for $35,000 a piece, right? So $70,000 total. And then I think we ended up selling it for double that.
Ooh, gotcha.
Double that. Both of those properties. We ended up selling it for double that. One of them we made like, I think it was 29,000 on. The other one was like something like 35 or something like that. Nice. 1,000. So that month, here's how it happened though. This is how it happened. You know, you keep your foot moving forward and you keep your vision, and shit'll move out your way to kind of come into fruition as well. Cause so we made that. Then I had a plug. I had a guy that used to work at a bank. Didn't even live here. Never met this dude in person. Never met this dude. He ended up working with banks, and you know, he would do like REO stuff and get leads and stuff like that. So he ended up giving us a deal that he wanted us to wholesale, and it was over in Pike Township, right? 56 in Georgetown, nice area, condos, all like damn, this shit is nice. You know what I mean? So then the price that we could get it at was so crazy, ridiculous. I'm like, bro, let's just take the money we just made and buy it. You know what I'm saying? So then that's how we got our first property.
Gotcha.
We had just made the money like 2 weeks before, and then we took it. We didn't go and buy no dumb shit. We took it and dumped it straight into the property. And then after that, we got our credit up a little bit more, and we refinanced out. I know, you know, for those of you, I know I'm kind of talking quick on it because I be in it. I know you're going to bring them back and break it down, but the deal was so crazy that we took our bread, half of it, not even all of it, bought the house, rehabbed it, refinanced out, got all of our money back, and made $20,000. And now we got a rental.
Got you. So you did the Burr method.
I did the Burr method, but we got all our money back plus 20 because we bought the deal so good.
Okay.
Right? That was our first deal.
Got you. Nice. Congratulations. So
yep.
I want to know more about your wholesaling like strategy. When you wholesale, typically, do you have like a minimum number you need to make per wholesale?
No.
So you wholesaling deals for $1,000?
No.
All right.
Right. So I mean, it is a minimum, but it's like
what's the minimum?
It's like 5,000, right? That's like your base. Like, okay, I need to make that. But it's also been a ton of times where we thought that we could, and the buyers thought different or whatever, and we had to
take the 3,000,
take a 3,000, take a 2,000, take a 1,500. And now I know that something else is gonna springboard me and get me this 28 that I just did this, this month in May. I know that's around the corner if I keep my foot on the gas. You feel me?
So tell me if I'm hearing you right. The market dictated what the price of the property was. Although you really wanted to get that 5, you didn't close the door. You maintain a relationship by still selling the property under what you wanted to kind of keep things kind of coming. Is that what I'm hearing?
To get your your credibility up for people to be like, okay, that person's sending out good deals. That person, I like to work with them.
So tell me the breakdown of like, you know what I'm saying? If I want to wholesale, you guys have a system. Now you say you learned it, but like I go get a property. I get a property. How far undervalued do you need the property to be at?
You need to be all in at 70% ARV. ARV is after repair value.
So when you say all in, what's all included?
All in means you need to, how you evaluate it, right? You can say, okay, this house is worth $100,000 fixed up, right? It needs about 30,000, or let's say 20. It needs about 20,000 in work. It's in nice and good condition. You just need to update the flooring, the bathrooms, the kitchen. It needs about 20,000 in work. This is ballpark. People get stuck on this. It's ballpark, and as you do it, you'll understand what 20,000 versus 40,000 is. You'll understand that just being in the game. But initially, you just ballpark it, right? You're not gonna be right every time, but you ballpark it and say, okay, this house would be worth 100,000, needs about 20,000 in repairs. So that means, okay, cool, I'm at 80,000, right? But if I want to be 70% all in, that means I have to spend 70,000 all together on this house, buying it plus renovations. So if it needs 20,000, okay, let me take that from the 70. Now I need to get this house no more than 50, because if I get this house at 50, it needs 20,000 in work. That's 70,000, and it's worth 100,000. That's what a buyer looks for. That's the buyer formula. So I know that my max offer has to be no more than 50,000, or I can't pop this off. It's not a good deal.
What about its closing costs? You put that in there?
Closing cost? I don't. I really
wholesaling.
Don't. Yeah, because I'm wholesaling. I don't. The buyer pays that. They always do.
Gotcha. So every deal that you get, you're trying to put it out there at max 50,000. I mean 70%. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You're trying to put it max 70%
all in ARV. That's what most people.
So I think that we missed the ball on something on your numbers. You gave me your max property purchase at 50,000 because the repairs were 20,000.
Right.
I think that if you're trying to make 5,000,
right, exactly. My bad. Yep.
If you're trying to make 5,000 minimum, your max purchase from the seller
is 45.
Understood.
Because you got to put
your
skin in there. Yeah, you got to eat too. So
gotcha.
Yeah, my bad on that. But yeah, that's a good
I was
call.
just making sure I'm following you.
Exactly. So you got to do that. But now it's a little bit different because we not. You good. You move fast.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm trying to bring you back just to make sure I understand.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So now what type of seller do you have the most success with? We got people who are in pre-foreclosure, meaning people that are 2-3 day payments late. You have those tax delinquency. You have probate, people passed away. You have divorce. What absentee owner, meaning out of state, they own rentals, but they're not taken care of. Who do you have the most success purchasing your deals from?
The most consistent probably have been like absentee owners, people who live out of state that got a property here that's tired of it. They family members live in it, it's vacant, whatever the case may be. They're not here to manage it, so they're less tied to it. Our biggest deals have came from people that got bigger extreme problems. It is probate. They got to get rid of it. They behind on taxes. They going to lose their house. They had a divorce. They got to get rid of it. You know what I mean? So those, you got bigger pain points where you know what I mean? You're going to make a lot more money. Those are just harder to, those take a little bit more time to build that infrastructure. You know what I mean? For you to always get probate deals or always get divorce leads or always get, those are hot. You know what I mean? Those are the hottest ones. So if you find a way, or you know what I mean, you know how to do that, then you'll be able to win, and you're gonna make more than 5,000 per deal. I would say if all of our leads was that, it would be ridiculous. But consistent, what's every month? Absentee owners.
Got you. What do you use? Where do you go get the list from?
List source, prop stream. You can pull it from there. Either those two are the most common. Also, you can go down to your city. The courthouse. You can pay a virtual assistant, or you can do it. You can look it up. It's different in different cities, but it's certain codes. We would pull like a code violation list. But a lot of times, some of these people are on the same list. Mm-hmm. Code violation is on the same thing as a vacant, might be on the same thing as absentee owner or whatever, because they're not there to take care of the property. Now the weeds are growing. Now they behind on taxes. Okay, cool. You understand that they got, bigger motivation probably to get rid of that property or do something with it. They have to. So I would say for anybody getting started, get a list. Don't be scared to invest that. Invest, buy the list, because it's going to help you make money. But once you start making money from it, you get your feet wet. You like, okay, cool. I understand it.
Do you call? Do you make calls yourself?
We did. Yeah. So we text now.
How's that working for you?
It's good. It's good.
I'll be telling them, hey man, quit calling me, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Take me off your list.
And I came in at the time where it wasn't super hot with that. Like I said, we started doing this in 2018-ish when we started to be like, okay, cool. Or really 2019. And people was doing it, but it wasn't super hot here. It's, more hot, and it go in phase. But I would say, if you don't have no bread, you don't have the luxury to say, I'm not going to call nobody. Feel me? If you don't have no bread and you just getting started, it's in your best interest to go driving for dollars. So when you go out and you look at properties and you know what I mean? You say, okay, that's vacant. That's a messed up house. Let me get that down so I can call the owner on that.
Got you.
You don't have the luxury to be like, I don't want to do that. You got to do it because you ain't got no.
Do you use that application when you do your driving for dollars? You just drive.
I really don't do driving for dollars. Keep it real. I never really. We done a commercial for Deal Machine and all of this, and we haven't even really fully. We done it, right?
So Deal Machine's the app that you.
Deal Machine is the app. They got other apps. They got I think Batch Driven. They got other stuff out there too, where you can look at. Propelio got an app, that they use, but Deal Machine I would say is the biggest brand, what a lot of people use. So yeah, use that. Spend your money on it. Just get your feet wet with those sources. It might take you longer, or it might not. You know what I mean? It depends. But calling people gonna have a attitude with you, but you got to go through that to understand it. It's gonna help you build your character for business in general.
Got you. So you go from wholesaling.
Yeah.
And now you acquired the first property.
Yeah.
Did that get addicting?
After we saw that, that was still the best deal. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Okay. Like, I can't believe that we own this house in this area.
And got paid for owning it.
And we got paid for owning it.
Tax-free, too.
Tax-free, because it's refinanced, and then we make $600 a month.
So let me break that down.
And paying the loan down, like, this is, what?
Let me break that down. So what you did was you bought the property way undervalued.
Way undervalued.
Way undervalued. So what he's saying is he probably bought let's say, example, the property is $100,000 after repair value, ARV.
Yep.
That's what the value is going to be once the renovations are completed.
Exactly.
You bought the property, let's say, for $20,000.
Right.
You put in repairs for $20,000.
Right.
So now you're at 40%.
Exactly.
To ARV. All right. So now we're at $40,000 into this deal. Once you do that, you bought it, you renovated it, now you rented it. So now you're putting a tenant in there.
Right.
Now the property is no longer a liability; it's an asset that's bringing in cash flow.
Right.
At this moment, the bank deems it a cash flow asset, and they're looking at the asset, not you so much as a person.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
So when you do that, the rent piece, now you go to refinance the property. The bank now will basically take your ARV, which is $100,000 for this property,
right,
and take it times 75%.
Exactly.
And at 75%, you get the remaining cash between the 40% that you got involved, because that's what the loan's going to be for right now.
Yep.
So you got it. So the gap between 40 and 75% is your money. So you get 35% of $100,000, which is $35,000.
Exactly.
Minus fees. Exactly. So you got 35,000 minus fees. So that's where you're saying you got your money that you put in.
Yep.
Back.
Got it all back plus more. Now we got, like you said, we got a tenant in there. She pays $1,200 a month. Nice area.
How much do you pay for the mortgage?
Our mortgage is $550.
Got you. You have a property management company? All right. How much you pay your property management company?
Not on this one.
Okay.
We do for all of our other stuff. This is just ours. We don't have a PM on this one because we just rehabbed it. It's solid. We don't. She good. She's amazing.
Okay.
Like,
cool.
Our tenant, she's solid. And our first one, that was a good one for us to get as our first one. Best deal, best situation, quickest rehab. Everything was beautiful about that.
Understood. All right. Yeah. So now let's move forward. Now you're 20 properties in. Now, are you still wholesaling at like 20 properties in?
No, not really.
Why?
Because we have another investor that works with us.
Okay.
And yeah.
We gonna go back to that, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
So we got another investor that works with us, and they pretty much, make a long story short, they seen what we was doing. We sold him a nice deal, and we made $27,000 on the assignment fee, right? So that was our fee on it, and we sold it to him. And after he purchased it, he said, "Man, like, I get the game. I don't care how much money you make as long as the numbers work for me, right? Mm-hmm. I'm good, but on the other hand, like, how can we make this work?
You know why he said that?
If you're getting deals that good.
You know why he said that?
You see
because
the value.
He almost looked at you like, you missing the ball by giving me a deal that's going to benefit me for years on by wholesaling. So wholesaling is a good way to get in, but I think that it was dope that you got with him because he basically seen a flaw in your system. You're making quick money. You're making today money. You're not making long ball money. And the game is a long play. Yeah. So he felt that if you could get deals where he could make money, he looked at it like he could make money on what you sold it to him as. He was like, there's enough room. Equity. Yeah, so there's room for everybody to get money if you already got $27,000 on the skin. So I think that's, from the outside, that's where he saw a weakness in what you guys were doing.
100%. And that's all that's where me and T wanted to go already though.
Okay.
We just didn't have enough capital to be like, yo, we can buy, you know what I mean, X amount of properties all like this and had this whole thing turned into what it is. But so he came in and he was like, yo, we had our own capital too. We had our own capital, but he was able to bring in different resources for us. He became a private money lender for us. In some ways he has equity position in some things. And then we started to run with that.
So there's people with money watching. So what's a private money lender?
So a private money lender is somebody who you pretty much have a relationship with. It's an individual that has money or a 401k or whatever, their bank account where they have money just sitting there and they want to use it and make a return on it, right? Instead of sitting it in the bank. So what we can do is we say, okay, cool. You can lend me, right? You can lend me $100,000 that you just got laying around, and I can give you a guaranteed return. You don't have to set it up this way. This is just right. I can give you a guaranteed return of 10% regardless of how much money I make or lose. You got a guaranteed 10% return, which is that's a good, normal, regular return, right? People try to make that in the stock market, whatever. That's good for people. So if we can show them our system and show them, hey, how this deal is good, how this is going to benefit you, all these things, people are like, this is a no-brainer. This makes sense from somebody who has that type of money that's sitting around. So a private lender will lend you money to be able to help you do more deals or go out and buy more opportunities, or you can do whatever you want with the money. You're in the control seat. They're passive.
Correct. But like, what if you pass away? What happens?
Right, exactly. So we have a clause like like a performance deed we do sometimes with sellers and stuff too. Like that's a whole different story. We do subject tos and stuff too. But I know that's different.
It's all good.
More event. But we have like a clause basically saying, hey, you lent me this $100,000, regardless if we get into it or not, regardless if anything happens, you're still in the first lien position so that you can foreclose on my property if you have to. Regardless of what I say, regardless of what's going on, this is your property right now, and I'm using all my resources to fix it up and do what we need to do, and then we'll sell it or rent it out or whatever, and at the end of the year, you'll get your money back plus a return.
Gotcha. So the property's mine until you refinance out of it.
Exactly. So you have the faith knowing that you have a good deal, right? That if you foreclose on this property, you're going to get all your money back, probably even more, right? That you gave to me. Probably even make more money.
So to articulate that is, if for some reason things go bad on your end, push come to shove, I get the property and I can take the property and now get the full profit that you were intending to get.
Absolutely.
If you fail at your commitment within this term that I'm giving you.
Absolutely.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we was good with that. All right, let's fast forward.
Yeah.
We're in 2021. What all y'all got going on this year?
Oh man. So we buying about maybe like 4 or 5 properties right now a month. We building different connections with different people in the city. We trying to do different things, not only for us, but for other people, other investors, other people to be able to make things a little bit easier. So we working with, trying to get permits pulled faster. We doing stuff like that, trying to build connections and relationships because we're looking to build a 12 unit, build it, we got the space, we got the lot, we, a house that we bought, it came with an enormous lot on it. And we can build. We're going through the process to see if we can, right? But we got multifamily right around the corner. We're buying a lot of stuff. We renting them out. We doing lease options. So we have a home ownership program too as well. So for any of you who are like, I can't qualify to, go through a realtor, my credit is not up, whatever the case may be. If you've been on your job, you've been working, you got W-2s, you ain't got a crazy amount of evictions, we can work with you. We'll rehab a property. All pretty much, completely renovated, almost like new. Get you in there, you have to put down a down payment. You have to pay like a monthly price. But at the end of that, we can help you actually refinance that, and now that's your home. It's kind of like a layaway,
Rent to own.
Yeah, rent to own, similar. So we have that program that we do for people who's looking for home ownership. We do Section 8 rentals. We got a property management company that exclusively work with us, and we just
so they work with you guys. What's what do you pay them as far as like?
So we pay them 12%. Exactly. So we pay them. Yeah, we do pay them a premium, but this is how we was able to maneuver it. Right. What our situation is that we're getting Section 8 rentals, and we're rehabbing our properties better than rent ready. So when you look at my house, you're gonna be like, damn, that you think a homeowner lived there.
Right.
So if you're a renter, you want to live in my house. So what we do is we're able to get even better rents than just a normal person because people really want to be here. So we're able to get that top dollar rent. After we take out our property management company fee, what's left over for us is what the rental rate is in the area, right? If we didn't have a property management company. So we pay them, they work extremely, extremely well. I mean, we got 4 projects going on right now. None of them, they're almost done. All of them are rented out.
Got you.
Already.
Dope. Now, before we wrap up, 4 projects a month.
Yeah.
What's your contracting team look like?
It's ridiculous. We got about 5 crews right now. We really need to double it.
How are you acquiring that many GCs? Because good GCs are hard.
Yeah, it is hard. I'm really not. We got a project manager that just been in the game 25 years. He's seen everything.
So he's he's
already
managing it for you.
He's managing it for us, and I'm also helping him get different things, different pieces that he need, so that we can continue to scale up. Because we got 2 flips going on too outside of our normal rentals and things that we have going on. So it's been strategic, and we've been working on it this week, and also getting systems into place to make things easier because, technology can do a lot of stuff for you.
What systems are you using?
So we have a marketing team. They're in one of our masterminds, and they work with us. They pretty much customize a whole system for us, and they're building us out. So we got like our lease options out. So when somebody calls us off the radio, goes into our system, it follows up for them automatically, all of this stuff, right? But then we have to build it out for our property management company, build it out for our acquisitions.
So that's a CRM. What CRM is that?
CRM. It's called Property Results, is what we use. We have been using Podio, which is super common. A lot of people use that. But, this is what the thing that I like about the company that I work with is that they do ads for us as well, which we'll be getting into. And then
Before you go too far,
yeah.
Why not Podio versus the new one that you got?
Just because this is the system that they've been working with. We had been using Podio, but it's not something that kind of had all the bells and whistles and something that we wanted to build out long term with. This is what they were comfortable with. So
you just kind of adapted to what they were using.
Exactly. I say, as long as A can equal B, we good. I don't really care. You know what I mean? It's user friendly. If somebody doesn't decide that they don't want to work with us, I can put somebody else in that seat, and it's very simple, cookie cutter. I want to make our systems like McDonald's. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Plug anybody. That's how you scale, though.
Exactly.
A lot of people think you scale by paying more and doing more. Sometimes it's just a system.
It's just
making things simple, and you can plug people in there. And that's how you can scale quick.
That's how you can do it. So then my job is, being a better person, being a better leader, being able to lead them. You know what I mean? And have them be successful too. So
how many people you got on your team overall?
Like even contractors and all that stuff.
I wouldn't count contractors. Just your GC, but
right. So we got so it's me, my partner. We got our PM. So for about 8 people.
Got you.
About 8 people on our squad. Yeah. So we got a couple virtual assistants. We got a disposition manager. Love her. She a beast, man.
So disposition manager, describe that position.
So for us, it's a little bit different because we're doing lease options. So what she does is when we get done with our properties, she'll market them. We'll market them. We're like on the radio, Facebook, different ways to get people interested in our properties, and then she'll work with them and have them put down a down payment, and we get them into a rental where they can actually start to own their home. You know what I mean? So she's the person who does the showings for us, who is getting people through there as far as our lease options and things like that go. So
got you. Dope, man. All right, so 43 homes. What's the goal for the end of the year? What would you be good at?
I think we'll probably be about definitely maybe 70 or a little north of that. Probably.
Ooh, that's a lot of heat, bro.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Got you. So no more wholesaling.
We still do wholesale though.
Got
Just
you.
not as much because we're taking down so much. You know what I mean?
You kind of keep it.
But we will though. Like right now, tomorrow, we have one. We may wholesale it or flip it. I'm not sure, but it's in Perry Township subdivision. Nice.
Gotcha.
Like I'm going down there.
I need to see that. Don't put it on the market yet. I need to see that.
I was like, damn, I down there kind of want to stay in that, boy. Shoot, how can we make this work? But we'll see, man. But yeah, no, we still will wholesale. We starting to kind of amp that up a little bit more. Our focus has just been, getting properties, buying them, refinancing, working with appraisers, our property managers, all of that. But now we kind of getting to the point where this summer we're gonna start putting more heat on the acquisition side. So we'll just cherry pick. If we want this one, we'll keep it, and if not, then we'll wholesale it. You know what I mean? And kind of build it like that. Here, we also going to Tampa at the end of this month, and we looking at hopping that market too now. So
dope, man. I appreciate you for coming out, man.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you for having me, man. You know what I mean? That's
All
dope.
right. So I appreciate you guys, man, for tuning in to another episode of First Generational Wealth Builders. So, man, stay tuned. We got a mastermind coming up, man. Me and Antonio Lisenby are going to be basically taking a full day and sitting with 15 people who want to basically start and basically get their first deal. So we're going to talk about acquisitions and wholesales. Also, we're going to have my lender there who is basically going to lend to those who are going to basically be pursuing their first deal. To add, I'll be having my credit person there. Therefore, if you need assistance in how to improve your credit to basically get to the next deal that you are trying to obtain, man, we're going to have everybody there. So it's going to be super dope, a full day, man, worth of just, Q&A information to just get you there. So stay tapped into that. Follow me at Entrepreneur to Entrepreneur, and I'll see you next time.
Beautiful.